Look at this photograph of thick, tangled gray networking cables. This is the physical bottleneck choking today's AI factories. When you scale a cluster to train multi-trillion parameter large language models, the data demands quickly outpace the capacity of traditional electrical wiring and copper traces. Pushing electrical signals across a room through copper requires immense energy. This photograph of a high-voltage electrical substation illustrates the secondary and perhaps more urgent bottleneck. Massive data centers are hitting hard local grid limitations just trying to power the networking layer. The solution to this physics problem is co-packaged optics, or CPO. By bringing light directly onto the switch package, CPO entirely bypasses copper networking limits. If you ask generic AI tools for a summary of co-packaged optics, they usually grasp the mechanical basics. However, they consistently hallucinate the competitive landscape, frequently claiming Nvidia is the sole manufacturer, and completely ignoring the actual supply chain realities of companies like Broadcom and AMD. Today, we are correcting those AI myths by looking directly at the hard engineering specifications and real supply chain data defining the photonic switch war. These AI-generated summaries provide a flawed map of the industry. Building a multi-billion-dollar cluster based on an inaccurate understanding of which companies are actually shipping hardware leads to infrastructure decisions that may be incompatible with emerging open standards. Traditional pluggable transceivers sit inside front panel cages on the server rack. To route data to them, the electrical signal must travel across roughly 10 centimeters of copper trace. That distance generates heat and degrades the signal. This diagram compares architectures. On the left, the legacy pluggable setup relies on a long 10-centimeter trace, glowing red from heat. On the right, the CPO substrate moves photonic engines directly next to the switch ASIC, shrinking the trace to 5 millimeters. Shortening that trace causes optical loss to drop from 22 decibels to 4 decibels, yielding 64 times better signal integrity and a 5-fold drop in power per port. Manufacturing tightly coupled components requires a specialized supply chain. As seen in this massive cleanroom factory floor, volume production takes heavy coordination. Taiwan Semiconductor provides the COUP platform for the Silicon Photonics, SPIL handles the complex multi-die packaging, and Foxconn assembles the final switch systems. This engineering shift reworks AI factory physics to ensure that compute capacity continues to scale despite the hard limits of electrical signaling. The first AI hallucination to clear up is the myth of a monopoly. Many summaries claim Nvidia is the only company shipping CPO. That is false. Broadcom is actively shipping CPO platforms. As a merchant silicon powerhouse, they shipped the 51.2 terabit Bailey switch and have already introduced the 102.4 terabit Tomahawk 6 Davison CPO platform. The second myth is that AMD is completely ignoring photonics. In reality, AMD is actively engaged in optical I/O through strategic investments in Ayar labs and their Terafy optical chiplets. This illustrates a sharp strategic divergence in the industry. On one side, Nvidia offers a highly optimized vertically integrated stack. On the other, Broadcom, AMD, and the Ultra Ethernet Consortium are championing an open, interoperable ecosystem. The true war in AI networking centers on this exact choice. Will hyperscalers submit to vertical lock-in for peak optimized performance, or will they demand a modular, open hardware ecosystem? Another common misconception is that Nvidia's CPO efforts are exclusively focused on Ethernet fabrics. Nvidia does have a massive Ethernet lineup. Their Spectrum X photonic series includes the massive 5U SN6800 switch, which scales to 512 ports, pushing out 409.6 terabits per second of total bandwidth. However, they also maintain an InfiniBand lineup. The Quantum X800 series includes the Q3450LD, a liquid-cooled CPO switch specifically designed for ultra-low latency cluster scale-out. Maintaining this dual-pronged approach ensures Nvidia can capture both the massive scale of web-tier Ethernet buildouts and the strict ultra-low latency requirements of pure AI training clusters. Early CPO designs shared a fatal flaw. Engineers put lasers inside the hot ASIC package. Because lasers naturally degrade faster than silicon chips, a single burned-out laser doomed the entire million-dollar switch. The industry solved this with the ELSFP standard, External Laser Small Form Factor Pluggable. This allows the laser banks to sit on the exterior of the chassis, where they can be hot swapped easily, while they feed light inward to the photonic engines. We also saw critical yield breakthroughs deep inside the switch. Engineers developed detachable surface-normal fiber connectors and solder reflow-compatible photonic engines. This allows manufacturers to pre-screen parts for 100% yield before permanently bonding them to the switch silicon. Inventing fast optics is a physics challenge. Achieving 100% manufacturing yield without wasting highly expensive silicon is the actual economic breakthrough that makes high-volume CPO deployments commercially viable. The immediate timeline for this hardware is locked in. Mass production of switch CPO begins scaling in 2026, and by 2027, the technology will drop down into systems like the NVL576. It is crucial to define CPO accurately. It is specifically the solution for rack-to-rack networking bottlenecks. The next frontier is optical I/O, which includes technologies like Optical and V-Link. Optical I/O replaces copper inside the GPU package itself, providing micro-level, chip-to-chip connectivity for future multi-die architectures. This is Intel's Ronler Acres campus, where they are dedicating heavy investment and maintaining deep research leadership in this future optical I/O and chiplet space. If CPO is the optical backbone connecting the AI data center today, optical I/O will serve as the optical nervous system of the GPUs of tomorrow. This leaves the hardware industry with a massive, high-stakes question. Will the future of AI infrastructure be defined by Nvidia's end-to-end proprietary stack? Or will the open standards of Broadcom, AMD, and the Ultra Ethernet Consortium win out? Let us know your predictions down in the comments. And if you want the actual science behind the AI headlines, hit the like button and subscribe to KYC AI Labs. As processing power continues to climb, the physical light wiring the silicon together has become the defining constraint for the next generation of AI.